All right, that's thing. 2: Overture 36. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nolan.
All right, Drew's not here. He has to do library table watching. So we're going to be talking about garbage.
Work.
First order of business. What do you think about aliens, Nolan?
Uh, I gotta say, I think Mexico may have done the greatest prank I've ever seen.
What you
It's
did?
genius,
What that clearly plaster
dude.
model
It's
full of like chicken bones
it's
wasn't
so
an
funny.
alien?
It's so funny. Yes,
It was like it's
it
like
has to be a joke. I love it.
well, it's apparently they've done that before. So we're talking about the alien corpse that's clearly made of plaster and full of like chicken bones or whatever. And it's like, and then part of it is the fact that people were like sincere looking at that as if like any normal human looks at that and goes, "What are you doing?" The guy's like, "No, it's a real alien though. It's Alium. He's real. Like he's very small. He's very elongated. Like that kind of thing. I think like if you dignify that with like any kind of certainty, you have inherently lost. The moment you try to humor and say like, "All right, we'll send it through the X-ray machine or whatever," and then it's like, "No, you've lost." If you have engaged with someone either trolling or crazy, they win. So never engage. Unless it's funny, then you can engage. But yeah, that was great. I love Alien. I don't know, Nolan, are you still there? Are you still there? Uh oh. Okay, I'm gonna type into chat. Nolan cannot hear if you. Oh, he left. Anyway, I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be talking about stuff. So anyway, what can I talk about? I want to wait for Nolan, so I talk about Mortal Kombat fatalities because I watched all of that. I am still reading Homestuck. I am like at chapter part 5,000 out of 4,000, so we're getting there. Um, Act 6 is kind of a doozy. It's like whenever you get one of those pester chum Nolan, are you back?
Okay, good. There we go.
Okay, good. Good. You've interrupted Homestuck discussion because that's where I'm going. If there's no one around,
Oh no, not more. I think. Well, no, we'll get to it next week when Drew's back.
Drew bailed. Drew bailed and stopped reading it. I've devoted myself to finishing it because I'm on like page 5,000 of 8,000, so I feel like I can do it.
Oh Jesus.
And I think I haven't quite gotten to where I bailed the first time, but like, oh man, oh it's a doozy. There's a lot of like, oh we'll get to it later. Anyway, let's talk about what it was the thing you posted about Techno Mechanicus.
Oh, don't you know about Techno Mechanicus?
I do not know anything about Techno Mechanicus.
Elon's allergic third child from Grimes.
What? His name is
Yes,
Tau Techno Mechanicus?
yes.
What the hell is this? What kind of what God,
What a loser! Oh my god.
like okay, so cuz I'm listening to the podcast that Drew recommended about Homestuck where apparently at some point someone like named their childs after like Homestuck characters. But it's kind of okay because most of them have human names. So like like what they did apparently was this is another like they named the kid like John, middle name Carcat, but John is like a normal human name, right?
Yeah, you just pass that on.
But like I don't, most of the names in that comic are like John, Dave, Rose, like that's a human name.
Yeah, no, it'd be like someone naming them after the Pester Chums
Oh
usernames.
yeah, well it's like it's someone named him after the trolls where you're like Terezi. Like that's like no. But you're like, yeah, you can name it. But it's like Tau Techno Mechanicus. Good.
It's I feel like he saw something from Warhammer and it's like, yo,
Well, he said
I'm going
okay.
to Mars. That's making my thing.
Okay, so like what I can see are it's like X Aether A3, then Exa Dark Sidereal Musk and Techno
Dude,
Mechanicus.
that's I gotta say the second one's pretty cool too. But number one and number three are the elevators.
Yeah, it's well, they're all like what are you doing? Like what are you do? I think that says a lot. Like I gotta just I dislike him so much.
Can't they just be normal and name their kids Khaleesi?
That's like that is honestly better. That's like better. If you named your kid like Khaleesi Jon Snow, then I'm like, that's also a thing. Like it's like if you named yourself like Frodo Gandalf, you're like, okay.
You know, I like Frodo Grandolph. That's
Yeah.
a good name for a
Yeah,
kid.
Or like there's so many things where like there's just normal names. Like Sora Xenohort. Xehanort.
Yeah,
Man, like that's such a god, it's so stupid. It's so like
just just Cloud Tifa. Normal
that
last names.
yeah. Yo, Cloud Tifa's pretty good. Or Tifa Cloud. But it's just like
When you start bringing like numbers and symbols into it, it's kind of stupid.
I think it's when you start going away from like human words and you going into something. It's like, yo, I really like Baldur's Gate, so I'm gonna name my kid Karlach. Karlach, what the vampire guy's name? Gale.
I'm gonna name him Will, but
Yeah, there you go.
Wyele.
Yeah, Wyele, and then I'm gonna name him Withers the Mummy. Wild Withers. Actually, that's a pretty good
Oh
name.
yeah,
Will Withers? That's pretty good. I'd down with that. But it's like I don't know. That's garbage. Techno Mechanicus. That's not even like a name. Like if you're gonna go that far, to me that's the issue. It's like the surface level thing. It's like
I don't want to get. I don't want to turn this into Must News as well, but he also at some point barged into the cyberpunk
I
with
saw that.
a musket, and it's like, I want to be put in the game.
Put me in the game. I want to be in the cyberpunk video game. Elon Musk. Put me as like really cool guy who's buff. And is like
I really wish like Cyberpunk would put out a thing with them talking like, listen, Elon, if we put you in the game, you're going to get killed.
well, you know what that
The
means?
players will just keep shooting. There's no point.
You know what this means? It's pretty obvious if you think about it. So he tried to get in Cyberpunk and failed. Susie got into Cyberpunk. Think
Oh
about
yeah,
it. Susie has defeated him. He cannot win.
Tuesday is just more powerful.
No, you can't stop Susie. No one can stop Susie.
You can't stop the Sphere Hunter.
No, you can't. She's gonna hunt the spheres. She's gonna find out all the records of Jet and whatever I can't remember summoner guy and Auron.
I don't remember anything from X2, so
Well,
that's all you.
Well, listen, like in the first one, it was like the spheres you were hunting were about like is it Summoner Vraska? It was like Orin's. It was like Orin and Jet, and you found like their adventures, and they were recording. And in number two, the sphere hunting was trying to find about Tidus, and can we bring him back to life as a ghost, which happens. Also, Yuta and Tidus were based on like real people from like another timeline that like built a great robot that killed everyone and caused sin. So in reality, what I'm trying to say here is that Final Fantasy X and X-2 are just Homestuck.
What I'm trying to say is, it's kind of messed up that Gen 2 didn't have any Lulu because he got stuck.
Yeah. Remember that time where like Tidus kicked the blitz ball and he exploded himself in like the Marvel?
And remember that time Waka was saying, "Man, why are these people?"
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I really like Final Fantasy X too. I like 10
I remember
more.
that part of where Waka puts the sign on the door that says, "No outfits and no dogs."
No Albeds, dogs okay. What about like although the best thing of Final Fantasy X-2 is my favorite video in which Plague just talks about beating the Luca goers for like 30 minutes. He just goes off on how stupid the Luca goers are and how he beats them in like the first Blitzball game.
He's the man.
God, that video is incredible. I was gonna say, like, in terms of Final Fantasy, I'm getting through Final Fantasy 16. That Bahamut fight is like the sickest thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. It's worth all the boring stuff you have to slog.
That game, it's like I think I stole it from Pat, but it's like it oscillates so wildly between 6 out of 10 and like 12 out of 10. Like
I know.
it's so disjointed. Like story wise is disjointed too, because there'll be like cutaways where it'll be like meanwhile or like months later. They'll just skip around, and you're like, but stuff was happening. Like the weirdest part of that game to me is like when adult Clive meets up with Jill, and then like we get like a 5 year time skip, and apparently like Clive and Jill have lived together in their airship and done on missions for 5 years, but their relationship has not advanced like a bit. Like
Until you get 2 missions past that, and then you have a maybe moment, but it gets interrupted.
yeah, but it's like you're like I'm sorry, but at some point during year 3, maybe Clive would have said like, Jill, what's going on? How was it being like a slave summoner when like the people would kill you they would just kill children if you didn't activate.
Yeah, there are multiple children that have been born and are just walking around in that fight.
Yeah. Maybe you should have had that like because there's this one time like in a side quest where Clive and Jill and they go on like a little date and they have like picnic. Like maybe you could have done that in 5 years. Like the 5 year thing is what gets me. Like if it was like 5 months, even though that's pushing it, I can get it. Maybe 1 year, but 5 years.
So they're kind of obviously maybe there's something that because within the game they have a note from Jill to Clive that's like, "Hey, I know it's been a busy 5 years, but we need to hang out. I know we've been too busy to talk, so let's do something together."
Yeah, but it's like, come on, man,
Come on.
come on. There's like, come on, Clive. But whatever. I think that game is good. It's just
I'm not that busy. Come on.
It's just weird. I'm watching Max's playthrough of speaking of video games of Mortal Kombat 10, Mortal Kombat 1. I'm watching them play, and I watched the fatalities.
Wait, Mortal Kombat 12? No,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
it's 12 because last one was 11. What do you think about the fatalities, Nolan?
dude, that Baraka one goes hard.
I like the Baraka one a lot. I like the Gearus one,
The Gears one, yeah.
where it's like the time loop.
Uh,
I like Liu Kang pushing you into the black hole. I think that one's very good.
I like Kinshi just putting the sword into and then moving the sword on its axis.
I really like that one too because it's simple.
Yeah.
It's not like some of
Uh,
them. I don't like a. Okay, you go. I'm sorry.
no, some of them are kind of stinkers, or they're just okay.
Like some of them, it's like when they're dead and you're just desecrating the corpse. I don't like those. Where like you've like killed someone and now you're just ripping apart a torso. It's like, but they're gone.
I, I'm thinking of the Shao Kahn one where he just jumps up in the air and spins you so hard your body falls apart.
Yeah, that one's stupid, but I kind of like it.
Or any of the Megan Fox ones.
Oh God,
I
Megan
don't like.
Fox in that game is like, uh, she didn't get the memo. Where like everyone's like handing it up, and she's like, "Hello, I am Megan Fox. I am a vampire."
Do you remember we had the same problem in MK11 too with Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, I think is I think Megan Fox is better than Ronda Rousey, but like it's really low. I think also because like Sonya is more of a character than like vampire lady who's just there. It is stupid. Like Mortal Kombat's stupid because like I like it, even though it's like really dumb. It's really dumb, and I'm watching it. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Baraka's there. Baraka rules. He actually looks fun to play. I'm not gonna play that game though, because I kind of don't want to.
Like the new era stuff looks cool.
I've had some spoilers because like that's just what you get.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know the end of it.
Yeah.
Where, yeah,
Where well, okay, I don't care. Miles minor spoiler. Where it's like, guess
yeah,
what? This is in a total reboot. The old Mortal Kombats are still lurking in the background.
yeah. Everyone's canon, sorry, endings are common. The
Yeah, we
arcade mode.
basically what we're looking here is Mortal Kombat Enter the Combat verse, which is
Jax is still living in New Wakanda.
yeah, and also in one of the endings, Kenshi and Jax team up and make the Men in Black.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, is this Rush Hour or is this Men in Black?
Oh, it's Men in Black
But I think it's a little.
because they're like they're wearing black suit. Like that's one of like the arcade endings, which are like pseudo canon. Onaga the Dragon King is teased. Everyone's favorite.
Everyone, yeah, everyone's endings just kind of mashed together, and there's no someone's just absolutely winning.
No, it's all kind of like, yo, this is what happened. I'm glad the Barakas have a kind of a happy ending.
They're not starving anymore.
Yeah, well, they're not
And then
living in like
Queen,
a slum. Their leper colony got upgraded, and you know what? That's pretty good.
yeah,
Good job, Barakas.
good
Everyone,
job that Baraka and that Baraka and that Baraka.
yeah, and Queen Baraka.
You know what? It's also it's given us a lot of content this past week, including Waka Flocka playing Sonic Fox with a blindfold on.
I didn't see that. How did that go?
Oh, it's hilarious. Sonic Fox wins, but they go to round three.
Oh, that's pretty good. Who's Sonic Fox playing?
Oh, he's playing Waka Flocka, the rapper.
Yeah, but I'm saying who is Who are they play? Who did they play?
Oh, he's playing Kenshi as while he's blindfolded.
Oh, that's good.
That's a great bit.
That's a fantastic. Like, yeah. Who did Waka Flocka play as? That's what I meant.
I'm trying to think. I think he played either Melina or Katana.
Okay, good taste. Good taste. Like if I was playing that game, I'd probably be playing either Melina. I'd give her a shot because I always try to give Melina a shot. And then I would either probably play like Barack. There's like some airballs business he has that looks cool, where he does like what appears to be like zero lightning loops, but with Barakas, where he's like spinning down. Like I saw Max do like a corner combo where he launched someone, jumped up, and then did like a Baraka tornado down. I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. But yeah, I think Mortal Kombat is cool, even though I don't play it, and I don't really intend to. Also, there are too many video games. I think we could have spaced some of these out. Like there are
Yeah,
too.
I mean between Street Fighter and Fires of the Rubicon.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I really want to play Armored Core, but like the next game on my list is either going to be Spoderman because I did watch the state of play and stuff. I think Spoderman 2 looks great. I want to play as two Spodermans and also Venom.
I want to play as Black Spider-Man and then
And
also
Blacks.
Miles.
I was gonna, yeah. It's cool. I'm like, yay! I like Spider-Man, and they all got costumes.
They got a bunch of costumes.
Even though like the cool Guyver one is like DLC whatever, but I can live without it. Or like the Tokusatsu one.
Don't worry, the modding community is going to fix them soon.
Yeah, or it'll just be fine because I usually play like as long as Peter they put in like what I want is I need Miles' version of the hoodie Scarlet Spider costume.
Oh yeah.
Where like instead of it being like red jumpsuit with like the blue ripped hoodie, I want Miles to be black jumpsuit with like the red ripped up hoodie.
Ooh, that actually be really good.
Or
You
and
know
I,
what? They'll definitely have a variant of that.
yeah, because like a lot of Miles's like stuff is kind of like to me the evolution of like that Scarlet Spider, where it's just like the hoodie over like your superhero leotard. Like that's kind of Miles like default, at least in like Spider Verse kind of. Where I've always liked where when they give Miles like basically just give Miles the hoodie over his Spider-Man costume, and I'm like, yo, that's a good ass costume.
I'm gonna be honest. While I was watching Across the Spider-Verse, I'm like, why is he wearing the hoodie?
He needs the hoodie. It's so
The
good.
hoodie.
It's the
So
same
good.
as like giving a suit. It's the same as giving a knight in armor like a cloak, like a hooded cloak. That's unnecessary, but it's like, oh man, it's so good. You give Armored Core and you allow you one of your upgrades. It's like I put a tattered cloak over my robot. Yo, that's sick. Yeah, because like I want to play Armored
Yeah.
Core, but I just
Spider-Man soon. Oh crap! The new DLC for Resident Evil drops tomorrow.
yeah.
June
I
1st.
really want to try out Cyberpunk after it's been fixed. Like it's
So
been
I played it like a year ago. It played pretty good, and I enjoyed it.
well, like yeah, but now they've
So
like put in all like they've rebalanced the perks. They put the new stuff. Susie's in it. Susie and
and Grimes,
yeah, and crap, I just blanked on his name. I feel stupid. Oh,
Idris Elba.
yeah, that's what I blanked on. And all the warriors are in there. All the warriors in that game. It's like, there you go. Like why would you not want to do it? They've like, then I could become David. Put in that San Devastan and the big punchy arms and just punch everyone. That's my plan in that game.
Let me go save Rebecca.
I need to save them. I need to save them with the only way I know how, which is go fast and punch. Because that's the build I want to make. Usually I build
I
stealth in
built.
those games.
Oh yeah, stealth is always fun.
I like
But yeah,
stealth.
there's also go fast and punch hard, and there's just
Hack.
have big arms and a sledgehammer, which is
Yep.
also just as.
There's also hacking. Be the net hacker. Everyone got mad at Pat on Twitter because he said he didn't like edge runners.
It's fine.
It's like
I think it's
why
once
are
again
why are you getting mad at Pat for having bad opinions? That's like the point.
that's his stick.
That one, that's his stick, and two, it doesn't matter. I like edge runners. It was great.
Yeah,
I'm not
like I
offended.
get. Listen, I agree with him. It is slow early until Pilfer meets that homeless guy peeing, and then it starts picking up.
I
But yeah,
really
I
like
mean,
like
it's great. I mean, I still love it.
I was like on board whenever you watched David go to school. Like as soon as you watched him like walking through like the town going to school, I'm like I'm in this. I am in it. But it's like it's fine. People can like not like things. It's okay. But I think then again, I guess it's like the internet problem where you're constantly having people come quote unquote of age on the internet where they have to learn the lesson that sometimes people doesn't like things that you like, and that
Listen,
doesn't mean that you're a terrible person.
look, Baby Galran just has some bad opinions sometimes. All right, guys, don't dogpile.
Yep.
Is Baby Galran wrong about Breath of the Wild?
no, he's
Maybe a bit.
no, he's completely correct. I was
Oh
gonna
no,
make.
no,
I
he's
was
wrong.
thinking.
He's
I was
100%
thinking
wrong.
about making an addition to say this is my correct opinion, not Baby Galeron's,
I
because
still love that they call him that, and I want that to be just the nickname for him
yeah, it's
forever.
Baby. Apparently, that's what they call it. There, because he does that wide
Yeah,
eye like
to people
thing.
that don't know, Pat and Paige have a baby, and they've just been calling him Galran because he makes the Galran face.
Yeah, he's like the wide-eyed, like "Huh?" that babies will do.
The Klingon from Next Generation.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll
Well,
see.
mainly from Deep Space Nine, but yeah, he's the best character from that whole show, honestly.
I haven't seen Deep Space Nine. That's the crap that there's so much stuff where I'm like I got behind on like Star Trek's. Like, cause Deep Space, from what I hear, Deep Space Nine is just more good, like, the good parts of TNG.
Oh hell yeah!
Like, obviously, it has the Star Trek quality where sometimes you're going to get bad episodes. Like, that's just because there's so much of it. You got to deal with it. Sometimes this is going to be a bad episode. I understand.
Here's the problem: in Deep Space Nine, there's very few bad ones, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I need to get on that. But that's also like, listen. Sometimes you need to reread all of Homestuck because you said you were going to do it on a stupid internet podcast.
Uh, yeah, sometimes I watched the One Piece anime live action show with Nikki, and now she wants to go through it
Hell
with me.
yeah. Well,
So
that's
we're starting One Piece from the middle.
well. I mean, that could be worse. You could start One Piece off with like where that show leaves off.
Well, luckily there's like three movies to get you all the way past Skypiea,
Yeah.
and I'm like, good. That's 3 hours instead of 4 months. I'll
Oh yeah.
take that.
Yeah. Like just go for it. One Piece is good. I like One Piece. It's long, but it's good. I did
It's
finish the
a great story. Oh,
just in terms of internet crap. I watched all of Totally Not Mark's Dragon Ball Z review, where he got like the Team Four Star guys
I gotta
back.
get through that,
He got them back to like do some boo jokes.
dude. They're so good. I really missed Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and
I
the Boo bits really proved that to me.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like I'm glad they got to tie the ribbon on it because I understand like looking into it that like near the end of like the Cell stuff, it was like the work, effort, and like stress of making this was always like weighed heavy on them, especially when at its core it's like we kind of can't monetize this in any way because we're like editing basically footage and a story of like another guy's thing, and I understand why like that would mess, but like some of those jokes and bits are I thought were very good.
Dude, they're great. Like, luckily, we still have Little Karibo making Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, but he's
But
just doing
we
that
got
whenever he
something.
feels, and that's okay. What was it? Like, I like totally not Mark's videos. I like have they're he's on my like yo one of these is on time to go to bed. Just like Luton. I think I like that Luton if he makes Warhammer lore videos is like leaning into it because there are several of his videos where like if you're part of the Luton sleep gang, let me know. And I'm like, yeah, I am a member of the Luton sleep gang.
For me, it's either it's Luton, the guy that does SCP videos.
Oh, exploring series or
Hey,
Vulcan?
yeah, exploring series.
Yep.
That's the
Oh yeah,
one.
he's on the
I love his.
crew.
And then just because it's about over, I've been like catching back up on Destiny 2 lore,
Oh, there you go.
and boy, can I not care the least about
Oh man, isn't that
it.
great? Whenever you see something, you're like, "What's the lore?" And then you find out, and you're like, "Oh, it's trash."
I'm like, wow, this is just getting worse.
Oh, it's
I'm
so
glad I stopped
good.
playing this years ago.
It makes you feel good because it's simultaneously you get the closure of knowing what's happening, but also the enjoyment that I don't have to suffer through it. Where you're like, how does the Destiny 2 stuff go? And you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's terrible. But now I know I had a too good hour to 2 hour video and I'm free. That happened with like
Look,
World.
I get to learn about whatever the new raid is, and then I'm done. I guess
Yeah, it's great. I do that with World of Warcraft. I'm
there's
like,
look, there's like maybe two characters I care to learn about, and that's it from Destiny 2, and everything else can just I don't care.
call me when you're talking about the work at Kakatur again, Bungie. That's what I want to know about. I want to know about. I want to know about. Get they. I swear they had better. They had better get Gianni to voice. God, I forgot his name. Oh no, I forgot Durandal. Yeah, Durandal in their marathon thing because
Oh
he
God, yeah, I forgot they're doing that.
yeah they're rebooting marathon, which means marathon lore's back on the table. We need to say will the cyborg guy be there? Are we gonna get Tycho and Durandal in the Sith Yar or whatever? Need to know about it. Bring it in. I'll, I've watched that Mandalore video several times because it's like incredible. It's like you're watching this Doom game and it has like a masterpiece of a transcendental story, and you're like, oh man, this is sick. And then you're just shooting aliens. I still think my favorite
I
part.
don't know what other old weird RPGs can use a remake now.
Um,
Marathon's coming back. System Shock's coming back.
yeah. Apparently, in that leak, they're making another Dishonored. It's not weird old, but I really like Dishonored 1 and 2. Hit me up with Dishonored 3.
I played what's it called? Uh,
Outsider.
Mark of the
It's like,
Outsider.
yeah, Death of the Outsider.
Yeah, Death of the Outsider. I got like halfway through it and I kind of dropped it because I got boring.
Well,
I kind of feel
that
bad about that.
that was one of those that came out in like another heated season, and I'm like, I'm not into it right now. But like, I'm right now. I could go for another Dishonored, some stabbing, some sneaking. I like me a good sneak and stabbing.
I know they said they're working on a Wolfenstein. I don't want that. I think they're good.
No, I still think Wolfenstein peaked with like the first one, the first of like the new series,
No, it peaked with Wolfenstein 2.
the new
The new
Colossus.
Colossus is just an amazing game, and you can't top it.
Well, I mean that part where you go to Mars and beat up Hitler is pretty good. Or was it Venus? I don't know. You went to space and you
You go
beat
to
up Hitler and his like
you go to both at some point.
yeah, like you go to space and you kill Hitler and his like space thing as he's like crapping himself. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's so cool." And you just beat them up. Cuz that's what BJ Blazkowicz do.
He's the man. Oh yeah, there's also Doom Zero.
Yeah, it's like Zero Doom or whatever. Who knows what that's going to be? I don't know. Could be anything.
Listen, I'm just glad that Bethesda is getting their best studios to make games instead of making more Starfields.
Starfield is weird. Like, I agree with Quiet Shy's statement where there has been no pornography of Starfield, and that actually says a lot.
That's the mark of a good game.
Well, it's because like you see Baldur's Gate. People out there thirst. There's so much thirst for like every
Are
party
you kidding
member.
me? There's porn for Armored Core 7.
There's a lot. There's a shocking amount of like, and it makes sense too. You got Handler Walker being like, "All right, dog, I'm gonna lead you by the trains." It's like I get that. I get why people are up there. There's that one lady who calls you a tourist, and you're like, I don't know, she has a spider.
There's that sweet ass mech that just shoots all the missiles.
Yeah. There's your
There's the
pal
big
Rusty.
worm.
There's your pal Rusty who shows up and calls you a buddy, and you're like, oh, Rusty, these feelings. See, I haven't played Armored Core, but I've watched like enough of it that I know the gist.
It's great.
I want to play it. I want to make my own robot.
Yeah, Starfield 0.
There's zero. Like,
Which is weird compared to Skyrim and everything else they made.
there's been
You know,
some,
the
but then again, also like, in if you think, there was Fallout? Yeah, there's Fallout pornography. There's Fallout pornography.
oh please, there's tons.
Yeah, so like Fallout characters get pornography, but like no one, like I have not seen any of like people thirsting after anyone in Starfield. And I think
I've seen no interest. So I've watched at least 3 to 4 hours of people playing it.
yeah,
I've
me
not
too.
seen one interesting character.
Well, like I haven't seen interesting characters or
Oh, sorry. Besides your robot,
well,
then
yeah,
that's
he's
it.
cool. I like the robot, but it's hard to mess up a robot that's like a okay looking like he's not the coolest looking robot, but a robot companion that like is like, "Hello, I am your robot. I will assist you." And you're like, "Yeah, okay." Like I also like the robot in Outer Worlds who was like a cleaning robot and he just kept saying cleaning things as he was murdering people. I'm into that.
I love that robot. I kind of miss him.
But it's just like yeah, there's no like looking at Starfield does not make me want to play it. Like I've watched it, like I understand it, but I like there's nothing in it that makes me go like, yo, I need to get on Game Pass or buy this or get an Xbox. I'm just like, no, no. It's not quite doing it. I don't know what you're doing,
The
Microsoft.
funniest, the funniest thing I hear about that is people are like, "It's the best Bethesda game," and I'm like, "So what? It's a 7?"
The joke I heard was 1 point per year of development. 7 years for a seven.
Good.
But it's like I feel they've never realized that the whole point of having like the massive world and crap and exploring it, at least for me, was that there's like a weird little story everywhere where you're supposed to find like, hey, and there was one I saw where it was like you went to like a base and everyone was dead and you meet one guy and he's like, the terror morph is here, and you gotta like go through the base and turn on all the turrets because the terror morph is there, and it's just like a level 14 spider alien or whatever.
Ah,
I also think
that
that,
sucks.
but it's like I get the idea of what they're trying to do. It's like, okay, you gotta, and you have like basically a very high level alien enemies trying to get you, and it give you like a motion tracker as you're in like the dungeon or little facility, and you can hear where it's like beeping as it's patrolling, and you gotta like hide in it in closets and stuff as it passes, and like that's cool. But the problem is it's a Bethesda game, so in like the final showdown, you just kind of get into an area where it can't shoot you, and you just empty like 4 clips of ammo into it.
You activate all your stealth abilities and then just unload on it.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, it kind of loses some of the wonder when you're just blowing it up, and it's like, also I don't,
How
yeah,
does Bethesda make another game? They make another game where it's yeah, the only viable build is stealth assassin.
they love the stealth archer.
They love it so much.
They
It's
love
weird. They do
stealth
it every
archer.
game.
Like every game, stealth magic is always kind of bad. Melee is like mediocre, but yo, that stealth archer has been the jam since like basically Fallout. Like it was the best build in Skyrim. I think it was like really good in Fallout 4. Like the sniper build. It's basically like you'd get like sniper, and you would have like enough stealth where like you would go in and out of stealth. Like you'd hit someone from snipe, it would sneak attack. You'd go out, the stealth would reapply, and then you'd sneak attack again, and like 3 sniper sneak attack shots would kill basically anything in that game. And even if it didn't, you just had so many like health packs, you just tank through it.
Like I said, I've watched a bit. Is there any magic in Starfield?
Yeah, you get space magic, which are basically the dragon shouts from Skyrim.
Never mind then.
Yep. Once you hit
I got
enough,
excited for a second.
once you get enough points, you get space magic, and they're like the dragon shouts, and you can do stuff like levitate people, make you have more air so you can sprint longer. You know, you know what Bethesda spell RPGs gotta do.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
get
don't know. For
those.
some reason in my head, I'm like, maybe maybe they have some cool Mass Effect powers, or like some Warhammer powers. No.
Nah, it's the dragon shouts from Skyrim, but kind of
Oh
reskinned to
well.
be more, more space. I don't think it looks bad. I'm just not into it.
15 times the detail.
I'd also think that like one of the things that hurts these kind of games is they're all like it feels like every game is like bunched up. Like if Skyrim came,
Oh yeah.
I call it Skyrim. If Space Skyrim came out like in the middle of the summer unopposed, I think it'd be like, yeah, okay. I'd be really tempted to go download it. But like my backlog is too full. Also, I didn't see it, but I've seen some stuff from
The Black Ops and uh, Mass Effect 2 and Dead Space at the same time.
yep. Did you
Like,
see? Oh, you go.
oh no, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw like I haven't seen the full trailer yet, but stuff's been coming out about Yakuza Like a Dragon, Infinite Money. Danny Trejo's in it.
There's okay. I don't know what it is. Is it the year of the Segway next year?
I don't know, but yeah, Ichiban's also on a Segway. There
Just like
so
Cloud.
we're in. Well, it makes sense. Ichiban loves RPGs. If you would think about it, Ichiban would look at like the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer, which looks really good. I have no qualms about anything in that trailer. I also agree with Pat.
Yeah.
Cloud's gonna die at that end of that game.
Oh man, I hope so. That's
Dude,
gonna
they're
be
gonna
cool.
kill Cloud, and then Zack's gonna be the new character.
I'm okay with not doing it exactly like the old game. I want something new, so this works.
Well, I think like to me that's like the whole purpose of those remake games is that the first game happened and this is like the crew understands how Final Fantasy VII would go if they did not interfere. But now after killing all the time ghost, they can interfere for better or worse. Just
There's nothing better. There's nothing more Final Fantasy than retconning a story that's already ended.
yeah, I love it. Oh, Vincent's gonna be in there. We're finally gonna understand people saying Cat Sith or Kate Sith as like K she. Get that out of here.
Oh,
Get
that's awful.
get that correct pronunciation out of here. It's like K she. Kate she. Like no, it's Cat Sith. But well that'll be there. There's like so much weird stuff you want to see. Like there's a part in Final Fantasy VII where you're sneaking on the boat and everyone's wearing like sailor suits. So we're gonna see Barrett in his sailor suit and Red 13 wearing like a guard uniform, walking on his hind legs.
Oh please.
So there's gonna be some stuff. I hope we're gonna get the scene where Cloud has to ride on the dolphin to get up to the top of the. Is it Junon, the city with the gun?
Yeah.
Where there's like a scaffolding, and the only way to do it is for Cloud to like ride a dolphin jumping in the air to get it. There's like Final Fantasy VII has some really stupid stuff in there, and I am ready for it. I want our
The same thing can be said for Thousand Year Door and Mario RPG.
dude that Mario. Okay, so like Thousand Year Door coming back, which means I am happy because that means finally I suspect the Mario mandate is over. As we all know, when Miyamoto saw people trying to make characters that were like unique twists on like toads and stuff, and he said no. That's why every toad and all those other Paper Mario were just like one toad. So hopefully the Mario
Once
mandate
this
is
game
dead.
sells well, we're gonna have some more like awesome characters.
We need some more Rouge Town adventures. Paper Mario Origami King was like a step in the right direction. I like that game, but like hopefully if this one goes well, we can finally get like that kind of tone of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door getting back into Mario.
Dog, listen, I saw the news. I pointed.
The noose, yeah, the noose is in there. They put the noose. They're gonna have we're gonna have Princess Peach shower scene. Let's go. We're gonna have like that Koopa who's just thinking about like how he's like wasted his life at the slot machines or whatever.
So happy. I'm so happy
Like
because I thought there would never be a remake of this.
I thought like the tone of this got to the point where Nintendo said no and never again, and then they overcorrected. But my hope for this is that Nintendo understands that maybe with the Paper Mario series, we can just push it a little bit. We can push it a little bit. It's still goofy. Like Paper Mario is by no means dark or like gritty or like messed up, but for a Mario game, it is. Remember,
it's a T for teen, if anything.
Yeah. It's like you're seeing like a children's cartoon and they do something a little bit kind of messed up. You're like, oh, percolates. It
Yeah,
gives you the
someone gets.
chills.
Yeah, it's the Superman cartoon where the guy gets the death penalty off screen.
Yeah. Or any episode of Batman Beyond where people just get murdered.
Yeah,
But you know, it's Mario, so it's okay. It's okay when your body
yeah.
gets stolen. Yeah, there's like a toe. I want.
It's okay when you turn into a pig.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's Mario.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
I want the Paper Mario games to start having like that tone. And they kind of did. Like that one and also Super Paper Mario also kind of had that tone. I think the game Super Paper Mario is not as good. But there's stuff where it was like it got weird and I like it. Also
So
the
with all the Mario RPGs coming back, can we just get a new Mario and Luigi?
uh it's possible. I mean anything, listen, anything's possible. We're at the point Nintendo has a new hardware. Also that Peach game looks
It's
fine
so
but for babies.
possible. It's so possible we might get a Pokemon Red and Blue on the virtual systems.
There you go. Any final thoughts about video games as a
Uh,
whole?
as a whole
Yeah, as a whole,
game, it's been a good year,
it's been a really good year.
and I can't wait to see what it's going to look like at the end of the year
Yeah.
when we choose our.
Oh god, I still think like I think a lot of people are going to give it to Baldur's Gate 3. I think it's going to be deserved. But I got to go with Cyber Shell and say like, yo, but Pizza Tower though.
Yeah,
Just
and
listen.
super lesbian maker
No, that
or
was
super
last year.
lesbian
That
RPG.
was technically
Was that
last
last
year.
year's game?
Technically, it
Okay,
came
never
out
mind.
like December, so it's technically not eligible. I
Okay,
like that game a lot.
that's fair.
Technically not eligible.
I I literally forgot that Resident Evil 4 came out this
Yeah.
year
Oh yeah. No, it's this
because
is
there's been just hitters.
this has been like one of those like 98s. I can honestly say it's felt like a 98 in just terms of quality. There's been a lot of quality. A lot of games that make like there's so much Armored Core. I really want to play Armored Core. Also Street Fighter 6, really good. Really good. Superb game.
Yeah.
And it's just Capcom's becoming Cap God again. Was Final Fantasy 16 this year?
Yes,
Yeah, that's not game of the year.
it's no, it
No,
isn't.
no, it's not. It's 8 out of 10.
I'm sorry. It's game of the year if I can cut out all the boring bits. Then it is game of the year.
It's boss fight of the year.
Oh god,
It's music of the year.
that Bahamut! Just listening to the music and fighting,
I
and the violins come in.
my favorite song is still Phoenix's theme, Away. I love it.
I don't know. Listen, Clive awakening to the truth is also really good.
Oh, that Ifrit theme is where it just starts going on. It's like dark to dark. Oh man.
When he accepts the truth, it's going hard.
When that Ifrit fight where they just start doing your like
Yeah.
Hajime no Ippo just punching each other in the face, and I'm like, yes. The Ifrits are just like I was full expecting Ifrit to just start Dempsey rolling the other Ifrit. Like, oh, he's doing it.
No, you got like 3 to 4 more really cool fights coming,
Yeah, like the
but
next.
you also got another 2 hours of walking around talking to people.
Yeah, so next fight, I just got to the part where old Barney B, defeated Clive with his magic sword, and Clive got hurt and then had to go back. That's where I'm at in the story.
Oh, okay. So you got to the beach then.
Yeah, like Jill has been kidnapped.
Oh, okay. Then you're okay. You're about to get to the part. Okay, all your Jill Clive stuff is about to disappear.
Yep,
Don't worry.
but that's okay. Anyway, thanks for talking.
No problem.
We'll see you next
See
week.
you next week. Bye.
Bye.